All right, BLACKTREE TV. I'm here with a special guest, my friend. Y'all know y'all be saying this about actors. I know I'll be saying Will Smith, my friend, and he really, I know him, but this is really my friend, Mr. Jamie Nieto. And I got some stories to tell. First, Jamie is starring on this year's and last season's Raising Kanan as Demo. But Demo. And I got so many stories to tell. The one story that will forever, like, I don't think there's a time when somebody really interviews somebody that posterized them. And you posterized me in front of my kids. I don't know if you remember this day. We went to some gym in Glendale, and like I used to be able to get up. I used to be able to dunk. I run, and we was playing ball, and Jamie stole the ball from me. My son is on the sideline. And I'm like, I'm about to run down. I'm about to block this guy's shot. I went up. I ran him down. I jumped. I know he a high jumper. I was like, I'm about to block his shot. Just show my son who I used to be. Jamie goes up. He looks at me jump and turns around and dunks it on me. It was like I retired playing basketball after that. You don't know, like retirement. Like I stopped after that.
Oh no, I didn't know I did that.
but more than that, Jamie's been a great actor, a great coach, great inspirational leader, a super athlete, two-time Olympian. You went to Athens in 2004 and London in 2012.
Yeah.
And I think you won like two Olympic trials meets here, US trials. So he's the real deal. And what was your height? It was 2.04 meters. What was it? What's your height?
2.34.
2.34 meters. And for those Americans that never will figure out what that means, how high is that?
7'8". 7 feet 8 inches. Yes.
Oh my gosh. He could jump over Victor Wembanyama.
Yeah.
And you also been been acting for a while. I remember you played Roberto Clemente, and like tragically you had an accident after your Olympic career while you was coaching. Days after you was coaching, it might have been the next day or the day after you coached my son and daughter at South Pasadena that you had an accident and has fought his way back from near total paralysis to functioning and acting and doing this thing. You're a father now. There's so many great things to talk about when I talk about you, Jamie. How's the journey been? Because I know a lot of people don't get to do two great things. You made the highest stage. You're at the Olympics twice. Now you're in the Power MCU with Raising Kanan, created by Sasha Penn and 50 Cent, and as Demo and played along to Patina Miller to Joey Badass, my bad. There's a brand named Billy Badass in Atlanta. I just had a mind slip, a fashion brand.
No worries.
Yeah. So, how does it feel to be able to have, go through, achieving the highest stage in athletics, being so positive when you had the accident, doing the flips, and it's still like making back now you're on the screen doing your thing with a very notable character. Like, how's that when you just look back at that? How do you feel about it?
Man, I feel extremely blessed. It's all love. I'm glad we got a chance to do this, Jamal. This is awesome for me, and it's always great seeing your face. And I appreciate you keeping in contact over the years. That's been amazing as well. But man, God is great. When I say God is good, chicken is good. God is great. You know what I mean? Because a lot of people who have been in my position in the sense of like getting injured and being paralyzed from the chest down, don't usually come back. You know, they usually just accept whatever the doctor is telling them. And you know, in my case, the doctor told me I should probably get about 30% functionality back, which, you know, I told him, well, you know, I serve a higher doctor, a higher power, which is God. And God told me I'm going to make 100% recovery. So just keeping that close to my heart and still working hard, you know, faith without works is dead. So I go out there. I was working out today. You know, I was in my little foyer taking steps with my ankle weights on and my crutches and just, you know, putting in the time. I try to, you know, stay positive and focused. And more than anything, I got a beautiful wife, supportive wife behind me that pushes me and continues to edify me and lift me up and, you know, help me through this journey that I'm going on, you know, and even, you know, encourage me to get back into acting afterwards. And you know, I mean, that's been a blessing to be able to be a part of Raising Kanan, you know.
Look, everybody getting a little something for their patience and accommodations. You took our money, you know our deal.
The money ain't nearly enough to cover me waiting on the elevator for 45 minutes every day because that motherfucker always too crowded. All right?
Yo, wanna say it again. You need to back the fuck up.
You serious? You think I'm scared of you, nigga? I got shot 7 times and I'm still putting fools on their back. Be the next nigga.
I hear you. I hear you and understand. I'm sorry for your troubles, brother. I'll deal with it.
Yeah, you will.
Yo, everybody get the fuck off the elevator. My man here got places to be. Let's go. Come on. I got you.
Demo, nigga. Better recognize.
Openly and aggressive, that's me. The breathing helps with the...
Yeah.
And raising 2 children, you and your wife were, Siobhan was what, Jamaica or Trinidad?
Yeah.
Jamaica,
2-time Olympian for Jamaica in the 400 hurdles, right?
So now you have 2 kids. Are y'all raising some Olympians too? I mean, I know you are Raising Kanan, but are you raising Olympians?
We're raising kings and champions. That's what we're raising. You know what I mean? And I say that in the sense of my son's name is Jasha King Nieto, and my other son is Jalen Champion Nieto. So we're raising kings and champions, you know, and whatever they want to do. We don't, you know, we're not like, hey, you got to be an Olympian. You know, we want to support them and whatever they want to do. You know, they're 3 and 1 years old right now, 1 year old. So we just having fun with them, watching them run around and, you know, enjoy playing with them and stuff. So
yeah. Tell me about the casting process and when you you know, how you locked in the role of Demo and tell me about that.
Oh yeah, that was fun. At the time, my wife's mother was here, and I was like, "Hey, I got this audition for Power. This is gonna be amazing because Power is one of my favorite shows. One of our favorite shows, both of our favorite shows. So you know, to get that opportunity to audition for Raising Kanan, we was like, oh, this would be amazing. You don't want to never really get your hopes too high because it's like you never know. So it was just like that would be awesome if I could get it, but you know, we'll see what happens. And I remember my wife was helping me with the audition, and we asked her mom to leave. There's a lot of cussing in the audition, so I was like, I don't want to hear me cussing like that. You know what I mean? So she took the baby and went for a walk, and then my wife was like grilling me and it's making me upset. And the scene had moments in there where I obviously had to be upset. It was the scene where I was in the what do you call it? I'm missing the word. Next to the elevator, and I was talking to London with Marvin. You know, and I'm supposed to be like, yo, man, people pissing in the stairwell and smoking in the elevator, you know, like, so I already have to have that energy. And so it just really helped to that I infused that into the audition. And when I turned it in, you know, I can't remember if I did a callback or if they did a straight booking, because that was like 3 years ago, you know what I mean? But yeah, I got it. And I remember being on set and I was talking to one of the producers or one of their assistants, and they were like, "Yeah, I seen your audition, man. You did great." I was like, "Really?" They said, "Yeah, you seem the most mad at everybody." I was like, "Yeah, I was kind of mad." Yeah, because my wife was like, she was being encouraging me. She was like, "You can get this," like, and I was just like, "Oh, I'm not getting it, and I need to get this," And then it was just, a blessing to get that call from my agent to say, "Hey, you booked the role," and they've been, they've been beautiful. Sasha's been great. I'm also an aspiring writer, so talk to him about writing and stuff like that. And working with London has been great. He's been nothing but encouraging, and when I have my little improv or moments, he's like, "Yeah, do it, go for it." And even the directors, they've been the same way. They've been like, "Yeah, go for it, give me everything you got." So I go out there and I just have fun. And when you have a good cast and good people to work with you, it just makes the process that much funner and easier.
Yeah, yeah.
So.
So how much of a because a lot of people, like you said, don't get their as much functionality back after paralysis. Whatever the reason is, but how much of an inspiration have you been for those people that are trying? I mean, to see your story, to see that your faith and your determination has gotten you this far. Like, do you hear from other people that are just experiencing their injury and just getting used to it? I remember visiting you in that hospital, man, and you've come so far.
Yeah. No, I do hear from people, and it's interesting. It's like I remember somebody saying it's such an inspiration. I was like, I don't want to be the inspiration. I don't want to be here in this position. But God, works. He makes sure that you do what you need to do, and it's like I'm just living my life, doing my best to get back on my feet. You know what I mean? And that's it. And people happen to be inspired by that, and I'm glad that I can inspire people, and I want to encourage them, because I think I truly believe a lot more people could be more functional if they just had some motivation or just had some hope that I can do this. I really truly believe that. I think there could be more people out there who are paraplegic or quadriplegic that could be doing more, but have just accepted what the doctors told them. So hopefully I'm an inspiration to them, but I'm just trying to live my life and do the best I can and raise my kids and give God all the glory. You know what I mean?
And 2023 was a rough year for the industry. Like you said, you're a writer, so you're WGA and you're SAG. How did you approach the obstacles that they both were looking for with collective bargaining agreement? Like, how did you feel? Do you mess with AI? Do you feel like as a writer, is it a tool that you use? Like how did you feel about first being in there, knowing that you got a season 3 about to come out, and knowing that the strike got stuff on pause, and now that stuff has got resolved? Like, how do you feel about the issues that the two guilds was covering?
I support them, 100%. I think AI is very interesting. I think it's gonna eventually kind of change the way the industry moves, and it already is. I think right now with the two guilds, I think they're doing the best they can do, and I think we move forward. It might not be the greatest deal, but we move forward, and I think within a couple of years we can move even farther forward. You know what I mean? So I'm in support of them. I'm here to cheer them on and keep moving forward, and hopefully making the industry better for everybody.
Yeah. So what type of things are you? Do you got any features ready to go? Or, I mean, what have you been? What have you been?
Oh yeah, that. I mean, I really just been working on just, you got to be diligent with writing, and obviously acting as well. I studied for years for acting, and I've been writing for years. So I just really want to be great at writing. I really want to be great at writing. So I'm still working. I have these scripts, and I just keep going over. And we've talked about writing before with the scripts that you've written as well. And I just keep kind of going over them and making sure, tweaking. I'm writing new stuff all the time, and just trying to stay in that process. As an athlete, You know, I trained every day. I don't. Well, I almost write every day. I probably do write every day just because I'm always thinking about it. So, and then I also write on my phone because my fingers don't work the way they used to. So I'm not tight. I used to be able to type like 60 words a minute. I'm like one finger now, you know, like doing that. But I actually write scripts on my phone now. So I can use my phone and I can thumb, you know, lines of dialogue and stuff like that. So that helps out a lot. So I am kind of always writing, and I write pretty much everywhere. So wherever I go, if I just think of something like, oh, hold on, let me write that down real quick. Okay, cool. And then get back into, you know, the life, you know. But yeah, I got scripts ready to go. It's just, you know, finding the right person, the producer to make that script come to life, you know?
Yeah. Once Olympian, always Olympian. We going into Paris this year for this year's Olympic Games. And I mean, we've been seeing like, you know, it's not the era of Usain Bolt. Now we have all these, you know, Noah and all these other athletes. I'm not sure who's the top in high jumping or 400 hurdle. I mean, well, I do know who 400 hurdle. But what do you think about the new era of athletes? I mean, I see like all these times getting so amazing. Is it equipment? Is it training techniques? Is it the fact that I know when I was pretty good, but you're super great. I know at that time we didn't have the video, just to like do frame by frame of what we, you know, just to like be able to break down stuff. It's so, but the technology that's jumped into sports, I think is elevated it. I mean, I mean, is that your feeling as Olympian? Like, can you speak on that a little bit?
Yeah, I agree. The top guy in the high tip is the guy from Qatar. His name is Mutas. And then the top female 400 hurdler is Sydney McLaughlin. She's the world record holder now. So yeah, you know that. But yeah, I mean,
I still got to put the Leela in there because I know they go back and forth. Sydney definitely isn't, but
yeah, right.
My girl, I got shout out.
right. So, but yeah, obviously I'm a track fan as well, and I continue to keep up with the sport. I love the sport, love watching the sport. But you know, I think it's a combination of all those things. You know, you got people that are pushing people to get better and better and better. The facilities are getting better, the shoes are getting better. You know, training is getting better. The way that they approach training is getting better. So I think that all helps. You know, push the athlete to get to higher heights and faster times. You know?
Yeah.
That's my safe answer.
We
be honest with you, that's my safe
answer. Speak on other elements of the sport, and okay, we'll
yeah. I mean, I can a little bit, but I mean, you know, it's out there. You know what I mean? Yeah. And because I've been in the sport, I've seen behind the curtain. You know, and I think that documentary Icarus really exposed a lot of that, and I still feel some type of way about it because I feel like I got robbed for a lot of my career by the Russians because they were winning a lot of meets. And, you know, when you have a whole country as well as a whole organization kind of going against you, you know, it makes it really hard to win. And actually, I was just writing something now about a track coach giving some advice to athletes. And that was the question they asked in my script was like, yo, how do you beat these guys who are on drugs, you know? And the answer is basically you have to time, you know, you have to train to peak at certain times. You're not going to beat them most of the time. Yeah. But it's those times that, you know, at the championships, the Olympics, the Worlds, you know, those places where it's a little bit tougher for them to be on that stuff that you can try to get them, you know? So, you know, you got to be very strategic about it. But more than anything, it's not even about them in a sense. It's about them in a sense when you're losing money and stuff like that. But you got to look at yourself at the end of the day because that's a machine that you might not be able to beat. Like I said, a whole country and a whole organization that was going against me. But looking back, did I push myself to the heights that I wanted to get to? Did I work as hard as I can? Those are the things that make you a winner. You know, those are the things that help you to be like, okay, you know, you can see past that and you don't have to look at that side. You can just say, hey, I went out there, I did the best I can do. God knows who the real winner is. And I know I did the best I could do. So, but it took me time to realize that. That's coming from a mature athlete. You know, a younger guy might not really realize that, you know?
Yeah.
So that's the real.
Yeah, I mean, timing is so. I mean, you know, my son has stopped running, you know, track, but I know timing, you know, is so important. Just, you know, so many people like in early, excuse me, early on that season, like blow up, and then, you know, come out to the states or the regionals or whatever that's going on, and then they're not peaking no more. You know what I'm saying? They peak too early. To train to like get there to the ultimate goal is part of that mental maturity that you have to do to be a champion. So
right. And it takes time to be great, man, you know? You just keep encouraging them, you know?
What other surprises could we expect from this season? I mean, it's already been so many. I mean, we already seen what happened with Unique and what they call him from Friday the 13th.
Ronnie. Michael Myers, aka Ronnie.
Ronnie Myers. There's so many, you know, surprises. Can you clue us into any other surprises that's gonna happen? I mean, I got the screener, so I know some of the stuff, but you drop any nuggets on.
That's what I was gonna say. I'm like, you already seen it. You know what's coming up.
I've been sending you screenshots. Like, look at you, man.
Yeah. Right. Now, you know, it's so interesting that everything is super compartmentalized. You know what I mean? Like, I only see my scenes, so I don't know what else is coming up. You know what I mean? So because I'm a fan, I'm invested. I'm watching, so I know a little bit because I hear it. You know, maybe on set or through the chat or whatever. So, or you know, from my episode, like I'll go to the table read and I'll know what happens in that episode. But as for anything like they like, you know, unless you're one of the main cast, you know what I mean? Like I'm sure, you know, Marvin and all them, because, you know, they get all the scripts because they're in every script. So I'm sure they have all of it. But I just get my scenes. And so I'm like, me, for my character work, I'm like, okay, now that happened. So what's gonna happen after that? How did that happen? You know, like, so I'm trying to piece it together too, you know what I mean? Just for my own character work, you know, like that last scene with me, you know, talking to the feds or whatever, I have that line where I'm like, you know, the only reason why I'm in here is because I owe Howard a favor. And I'm like, I didn't even know I knew Howard. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't know the rest of the script like that. So, but it's really interesting and it's really fun, you know, and it's great to interact with, you know, some of the fans and some of the blogs and the people out there who are, you know, really tuned in and dialed into the show. So that's been good. But yeah, so that's kind of my big answer for your question.
And I mean, y'all have added Wendell Pierce on the show. It's some great actors, you know, on that set. You know, I mean, what I know you, like you said, you've been training for years as an athlete and as an actor. But when you see like a Wendell or a London Brown or Patina, you know, doing their thing, like as an actor, like how do you absorb any of that? Like, is it?
Yeah. Man, you know, I'm competitive, man. Like, you know, to say the least, being an Olympian, you can't not be competitive. So, like, when I'm going in there, if I'm whoever I'm doing a scene with, I'm trying to give my best. I'm trying to come in like, oh man, I wasn't expecting that. You know, like I'm trying to do the best I can. And you know, the other I was gonna say athlete, the other actor gave me a great compliment. He, the guy playing the Fed when I talked to the federales, I want to say the federales. When I talked to the feds, he was like, man, when I'm at home saying these lines with my wife, it's totally different than coming in here saying it with you, Jamie. You're killing me. I was like, oh, thank you, man. I appreciate that. And, you know, some of the stuff makes it in and some of the stuff doesn't, you know. That was the great thing about that scene with me in London is like I had a couple good like improv moments that I was just in the moment and they kept them, you know. Yeah. When I told them, I was like, be the next. You know, they kept, that was just a line that just popped out of my mouth, you know what I mean? Because I was like, ready, like, let's go, man. You want to fight? Let's do it, you know? Be the next one to get knocked out, you know what I mean? So, like I said, it's been really fun. It's been such a blessing. I can't wait to do some more, you know?
Well, look, man, after the season finale, you might have to do a wrap up and get you back on interview number. I guess it'll be interview number 3 at least. This is interview number 2 or 3. I know we got you up there, but we're gonna keep it going. We're gonna keep on the follow ups, and I know Raising Kanan might have 10 seasons the way they write him, but I know you're gonna have other stuff going on too. So we're gonna just stay tuned in online and offline, of course, and you know, wish the family tell Siobhan and the two little potential Olympians that can do anything else. They might be president of the United States or whatever.
Right.
They got some DNA in them. That's
right. If they
coach
want
would
it,
love a coach would love to see him on the track. They would love to see him come out there. You know, just take care of that. Come out there on the West Coast, man. I had to make a pop-up visit on
you. Yeah, for sure. You know, anytime. My door's open to you, Jamal.
All right, man. Thank you for your time, Jamie Nieto, playing Demo and and doing the most on and off the screen, man. Love you, brother. Thanks for the time.
All right, much love, brother. Peace.